continues.
We are finally at the point where we can say beyond any doubt that Michelle Zyko was at least in part responsible for the death of her parents.
A new twist in the case of the cult-like Zizian group, where one of their members is newly charged with murdering her own parents right here in Pennsylvania.
And investigators believe she was not acting alone. News 8's Thasmi Mahfouz first covered this case in February of 2025. She joins us now with an update.
That's right. So Michelle Zyko is accused of killing her parents at their home in 2022. She's also believed to be a member of the Zizians. That's a group linked to multiple homicides and also violent crimes across the country, from California to Maryland to Vermont. And at the time of the couple's murder, Zyko was brought in for questioning but not charged. But that changed this week. So Zyko was already in custody in Maryland on unrelated charges with other Zizians. That's including the group's suspected leader, Jack LaSota. Prosecutors in Pennsylvania now say LaSota and Zyko were living together in Vermont when her parents were shot and killed in 2022. And it was New Year's Eve when Rita and Richard Zyko were found dead in their home in Chester Heights, Delaware County. A neighbor's doorbell camera captured audio and video of a car pulling up to their home with the voice shouting "Mom" being heard. And at the time, investigators said they did not believe it was random. And with new ballistic evidence from that home in Vermont, as well as identifying that multiple people came out of that car that night, prosecutors were finally able to file formal charges.
With that audio enhanced, you are very clearly able to hear someone yell "Mom" as they stand at the front door of Richard and Rita Zyko's home. They have only one child. That's Michelle Zyko.
So Michelle Zyko has denied any involvement, and court filings suggested her father might have killed her mother and then himself. She had been estranged from her parents in the year leading up to their deaths, and in a January 2022 text message to her father, she complained that her mother had assumed the worst about her since she was a child.
They lived for others. It's like a light's gone out of our life just to not have them, not to be able to pick the phone up and call.
So we want to talk about that Border Patrol shooting. So David Malland, a U.S. Border Patrol agent who worked near the Canadian border, was killed in a shootout with other alleged Zizian associates. The gun used in that shootout was allegedly purchased by Zyko. Herself and other people tied to the Zizians, like Jack LaSota and Daniel Blank, all face charges in that agent's death as well.
I know that she is affiliated with individuals that are aligned with the group that I'm going to refer to as the name I believe they are referred to commonly as the Zizians. They are clearly affiliated. What that means, I can't say with certainty.
And the Zizian group was reportedly formed by computer scientists who met online with the focus on supporting radical veganism, gender identity, and artificial intelligence. Several other members of the group are facing charges connected to those deaths that we mentioned, as well as other crimes. And they've been spotted in several states, often wearing all black and remaining silent while out in public. Now, another twist, the leader, LaSota, was declared legally dead by his family in 2022, who was believed to have fallen into the San Francisco Bay and drowned. All the known leaders, though, of the group, they remain behind bars.